Hello, welcome to WRT120, Effective Writing 1 for Fall 2018 at Westchester University. I'm your instructor, Dr. Timothy Ray, and my email is tray@wcpa.edu. The text that we'll be using this semester is Everyone's an Author, 2nd edition, with readings by Andrea Lunsford and others. I wanted to use this introductory lecture to introduce you to the course and the assignments, our course policies, and basically how the course will run this semester. So I've uploaded the syllabus to D2L, and it's in the content area. And I've tried to put as much of the important information as I could right up here at the top. My name, my email address, which is generally the best way to reach me. I don't have a phone in my office. Down here under office phone, I just list the English department main office, misspelled the word English, so I'll fix that. And basically email's the best way to get a hold of me. I do give you my Skype ID and my Google Hangouts ID because I've used those before to maintain kind of virtual office hours. But I think we're going to be using a new platform this semester called Zoom. And so I will update you on that as we move along. My office is in Main 108, first floor. And my office hours are 2 to 3 o'clock, Monday, Wednesday. And then also on Tuesday, I have a 3-hour chunk from 9:30 in the morning until 12:30 in the afternoon. And if those don't work out for you, I can also set up an appointment with you at another time. And as I said, I will try to be available for virtual office hours during the same time that I hold in-person office hours. So my mailbox, Main 527, you shouldn't have any reason to need that this semester, but there it is. And the Writing Center location, Francis Harvey Green Library, room 251, and there's their phone number. And kind of in the wake of the Virginia Tech tragedy, we've been reminded to put the Department of Public Safety emergency number on our syllabi. So as I mentioned, the required text for the course, we already looked at that. And some other things that I've got down here, Skype for video conferencing. A lot of people just video conference off their phones. So, and so you don't necessarily need to have a webcam because you've got a phone cam. We are going to be doing a podcasting assignment this semester. So you need something to record audio. And basically your phone will work for that as well. So, okay, so I've got the course description here. I'm going to let you read much of that on your own. The first sentence, though, this is a completely online course, so hopefully you guys are prepared for that, up for the challenge. Basically, I want to make it as robust as an in-person classroom. It does rely quite a bit on you as a student being involved and engaged, because you can't just show up for class and sit in the back of the room and take notes or do your social media or something and get credit for that. So instead, you have to do regular activities such as discussion boards and various parts of the writing process, workshopping those with your peers. So okay, so I'll let you read much of the description of the course on your own. And this course addresses 3 Gen Ed goals: communicate effectively, respond thoughtfully to diversity, think critically and analytically. And also at Westchester, we have these first-year writing program goals: think with writing, think about writing, and compose writing. And so we're going to be working on those over the course of the semester. And you're also going to be engaged in a assignment called the Theory of Writing, in which we'll start at the very first week of class. You need to think about what is your definition of good, effective writing. So first week of the semester, I'm going to ask you for about a paragraph on that simple question. And then at the midterm, we're going to expand upon the prompt and kind of trouble it, complicate it a bit, and let you write a little bit more on that. And then at the end of the semester, we're going to return to this. And it's kind of a semester reflection, but we're channeling all of our thoughts into this basic overall prompt. What is your definition of good, effective writing? We may do some tweaking with the question over the course of the semester, so I'll keep you alerted to that. So we've got this little table here, thinking with writing, thinking about writing, and composing writing. And then we expand upon it in this chart on the next page. And so we're going to come back to this and talk about a lot of the terminology and concepts that are embedded within this document and try to unpack those terms. So the reading, writing, discussion, and workshop activities will assist you in developing these abilities. So, okay, moving on. Okay, the method of this course, it's participatory and collaborative. It relies on your involvement. I try to structure the course as much as possible as a workshop. And so I want to kind of shape this class, mold it, set up the apparatus online for things to happen. But this depends heavily on your involvement in this class. So, okay. Required work for the course and weighting of the assignments. We have 4 major assignments this semester. The first one, and all of these, we're trying to engage in multimodal writing. So not just words on the page, but trying to incorporate images and text, audio and text, and graphics, images, writing in various modes. So that's part of what we're working on this semester. So the first one is the multimodal memory, which is basically a memoir, I've said down here. And it's remembering events. So you're writing about an event in your life that was significant in some way. But we're also going to be incorporating graphics and images into this to help tell our story. So we have a written text, and we're going to have a visual text as well. The next assignment is an informative essay. And so we're doing something that's called a profile essay. And so we're going to work toward a draft of this document. And then between the rough draft and the final draft, we're going to work on developing it as a audio text. So basically kind of a podcast. And so as much as with the first essay, we're talking about a visual text to go along with the written text. Here we're talking about an audio text, audio as text, to go along with a written text. So the third assignment is an evaluation essay, an analysis, and so we're going to do an online review, kind of like a social media posting, and I'll ask you to kind of replicate all of the visual elements of a website that might publish your online review. So finally, we're going to do, at the end of the semester, a portfolio of your work, and then the various parts of the theory of writing assignment. Beginning of the semester, mid-semester, and then end of semester. So those are the major assignments. In addition, you're going to get points on class participation and on reading responses and discussion. The writing workshops, basically I try to keep moving your essays along and also engaging in discussion of kind of sample essays. So, okay. So, moving along, course policies. You'll notice here that instead of attendance being the first policy here, it's participation. I really can't take attendance in an online classroom. So Can't have you guys log in at a regular time and get credit for just being there. But you have to actually do something in an online classroom. So prepare yourself for that. Basically about twice a week you're going to have to do something as part of this class. So, okay. And class structure. Basically, rather than requiring everyone to be online at a specific time, which would be a synchronous class meeting, I prefer to go with a asynchronous model, not meeting in real time, because that allows us to take advantage of being online. We have more flexibility, that I give you windows of opportunity to do things. So I might say, post your response to one of the readings and then log back in later to respond to at least 2 of your peers or all of the members of your peer response group. So the first part, I call that a window of opportunity, and you'll have like 48 hours in which to get that done. And then that window closes, and then another window opens to respond to your peers on what they've done. And so we're constantly dealing with these windows of opportunities that are roughly about 48 hours. And so it allows people who have unusual work schedules or anything to take this course. Maybe they're remote in some way. They can take this course. And an online course with a flexible schedule like this works into everyone's schedule. So you can always find time to do this. The hard part is the discipline that it takes to kind of keep up with things. So again, you can't just kind of show up and take notes, but involvement and participation are key. Okay, so conferences and office hours, I do my best to maintain them faithfully for your benefit, so please take advantage of them. And there's some discussion of Skype and Google Hangouts here, but once we get up and running on Zoom, that'll be the way that I maintain my office hours. And my office hours are there for your benefit, so please take advantage of them. Office hours allow us to talk about your writing in real time. So occasionally students will want to email me their drafts and have me respond to them. Well, it takes about 4 times as much to write out my thoughts over an email and make sure that I'm clear and get those across than it does to meet with people and conference with them. So oftentimes we get that aha moment, and then I can stop talking and move on to something else. So I can't do the individual response for everyone, and so I set up peer response groups so that you rely on your peers for that. And but I will make myself available to conference with you. So if you want to talk about things, let's set up a conference. Okay, so I have some statements here about technical proficiency, and I'll let you read these on your own. Hardware requirements, technical support, but since this is an online class, these things become pretty important. Verification of student identity, basically the fact that you can log in on D2L, that's acceptable as verification of student identity because there's a username and password. So, and I'll be seeing you at different points, with face-to-face or video conferences. So, and I'll see your writing evolve. So, I feel confident that you are the person who's taking this course and this is your writing. Okay, so accessing academic or scholarly resources online. We shouldn't need them this semester, but there's how to take advantage of that. Public nature of the class. Basically, what I'm saying here is that you must be willing to subject your writing to the scrutiny of others. We'll talk about giving constructive criticism, but I can't let you opt out of the peer response activities and say, I want to write about this event in my life for the multimodal memory, but it's so intensely personal. I only want you to look at things, and I'll say, you can write that essay, but not for this class. So I need you to write about something, things that you can share with others. We're working toward a more public audience in academic writing, and so we need to think of a larger public. Okay, so I've got some things here about ground rules for class discussion and basically civility online, my response time, format for all evaluated drafts. Because we're engaging in multimodal writing, there is no set format. So we'll work with appropriate formats and figure out an appropriate size of that document to correlate with, it might be a 5 to 7 page paper otherwise. So, okay, late work. Late work is downgraded a third of a letter grade for every day that it's late. So there's that. Revision policy. Revising is a major part of what we do in this course, but I can't have a completely open-ended revision policy. So what I've decided is that you can revise either one of the first two assignments, the multimodal memory or the podcast profile, up to a 90%, and that's due at the end of the semester. And basically, I've noticed that when I used to let people revise up to 100, that I had a lot of people who already had A's, and they were trying to revise up to 100 also. So by kind of cutting it off at 90, if you got an A the first time around, no one's going to leapfrog you. But if you only got a 70 the first time around, then a 90 starts to look pretty good. So we can kind of rescue your grade a little bit. Okay. Some other statements here about the writing process, self-assessment and reflection, blah, blah, blah. This is kind of writing program stuff that I've got in here. Reading responses are a part of this course. Academic integrity, you should familiarize yourself with this policy. I think we know plagiarism is misrepresenting your work, and it's not just lifting things word for word out of a book in the library, but it can also include borrowing your roommate's paper from the previous semester and turning it in as your own, or downloading a paper off the internet and turning it in as your own. And so this is one of the reasons that I try to hold you so close to the writing process. I can see your writing evolve, so I feel confident that we're maintaining academic integrity. And penalties for academic dishonesty can include no credit for the assignment, or no credit for the course, or for repeated violations could even include expulsion from the university, which leaves a permanent mark on your academic record and makes it very difficult to get into another university. So stick with the process that we're going to follow, and we shouldn't have any problems with this. Okay, under time commitment, this is pretty standard that at the college level, for every hour that you spend, quote unquote, in class, you should plan to spend 2 to 3 hours a week on your own, working on things outside of class. And so if you're taking 15, 16 hours a week, a semester, you're looking at a 45 to 60 hour a week job just taking care of your classes. So plan accordingly. Try not to overload yourself with other commitments. So special accommodations, Westchester complies with the Americans with Disabilities Act. And if you need special accommodations, contact the folks at the Office of Services for Students with Disabilities, or visit them in Lawrence Center, and they will take care of assessing your situation and issuing a letter on your behalf if they feel that it's warranted. So, LGBT ally statement, I include that in my syllabus because I've gone through LGBT ally training here at Westchester University, and also have some standard policies here about reporting incidents of sexual violence. Email policy, you're expected to check your email regularly. Emergency preparedness. The WC alert system, you can sign up for that on the website. And finally, incompletes. Incompletes in composition are rare, given only in the most compelling circumstances. And if I feel you've had as much opportunity as anyone else to succeed in class, I'm probably not going to give you an incomplete. So, okay, so that's the course policies, the assignments, kind of the overview of the course. Let me move on to the course schedule and just quickly introduce you to it. Basically, I've tried to put all these important dates at the top, rough draft and final draft of all the major assignments. And I want you to be able to kind of put these dates into your day timer, your calendar on your phone, and feel like they're pretty solid, that they won't move around. Generally, if I have to adjust a due date, I tend to adjust it in your favor. I push things back rather than move them up, but otherwise I try to keep them as is. And I know that you guys have busy lives, so I want these dates to be reliable. Okay. Okay, so week by week, you'll see that basically I've broken this schedule into kind of like we're meeting twice a week. So basically kind of a Tuesday, Thursday schedule here. And so the first class meeting, introduction to course materials, policies, methods, and each other, and the video that you're watching, and some other things going on here. And then, so then for the end of the week, basically Thursday, I've given you some things to read, the first 3 chapters out of our text, and chapter 36, assembling a portfolio. And then some more things to, videos to watch, assignment sheet to download, video lecture. And then by the end of the week, I am going to ask for your initial response to the theory of writing, which is basically going to be that simple question, what is your definition of good, effective writing, about a paragraph? And you're going to put it into your e-portfolio on D2L, and I'll talk about this, that you're going to share it with me, and I'll demonstrate how to do that. So a lot of times we're putting things into submission folders, or we're putting them on discussion boards, but in this case you're going to actually put it into your e-portfolio on D2L, and then I'll talk about how you can share that with me. So we have some readings in the middle of the week here, but typically I try to set things up so that I give you the readings right at the beginning of the week, and basically I'm kind of encouraging you to do them that previous weekend. So week 2, we've got Labor Day weekend, so read these things over the weekend, and then basically, as you see, I try to detail it week by week and day by day, basically class meeting by class meeting as I see it. And we are going to have a couple of conference weeks with the first assignment, and then I think it's week 12 at the end with the last assignment. And so I think it pretty self-explanatory. Okay, so that's all I have for you at this point with this video lecture. More will be forthcoming, and glad that you're part of this class. Looking forward to meeting with you and working with you, and hope you have a good semester. If you have any questions, feel free to email me or post them into that class water cooler that I created on D2L. Thank you very much.